They are too analytically driven on the north side of Chicago.
But I don't think this is analytics.
Oh, absolutely it is.
How is Kyle Tucker playing through an injury analytics?
Because they think
that's the most human element thing ever.
Because they don't coach human stuff. They don't scout ever with their eyes. They never make a decision based on their eye. They never say Ian Happ is going bad. He needs a day. Ian Happ, you just brought up Owen Casey. Let's sit him for an entire series. That's common sense stuff. They go with their matchups. They say, Kyle Tucker can't be this bad for this long. He's got to rise back to the top. Is expected this, is expected that. They are not managing humans over there anymore, Tyler. It's obvious. The Cubs just went final. The start of a 5-game series against the Brewers. It's the only hope to get back in the race, and I've been telling you that I'm not even focused on the Central race anymore. I'm focused on my team playing better baseball by the time the postseason starts.
Well, I heard Carmen York talking about, is this a big series even? Because the Cubs started today 8 back. And I was driving in the car, and I said to the radio, of course it's a big series. If the Cubs somehow find a way to sweep these 5 games, you're only 3 back. But, at the same time, you've got to do just that. Even if you go 4-1, you're still 5 back at the end of the series.
And the way they're playing, I still don't see any way they win the next 4. I'm thinking the best they can do is 3-2, and I probably would not bet on that at this point. But, now, you're 9 out.
Lights out.
9-9. But the fact is, I just got a text from Dion who said the Cubs are done. Big Cat texted me on Friday, the Cubs are done. But as we were just saying with Tyler, they're 16 up. They aren't, quote, done. And there are a lot of teams other than the Brewers who are going equally, if not more bad. But the Cubs are not trending in a good spot, especially offensively. They had 2 hits today. Cade Horton has a blister issue, had to be taken out of a game. The last thing you ever want to do is start a 5-game series and go to a bullpen game immediately because of an injury on the start of a doubleheader.
That's why they left the guy, whoever was in at the end of the game, they left him in there longer than you normally would.
Well, especially, too, after your long man, Ben Brown, gave you 54 pitches yesterday.
Yeah.
So that would have been an ideal spot to have Ben Brown pick up and try to get you 4 innings. And he wasn't available today.
So if you want to weigh in on the Cubs, and here's the topic at hand. Kyle Tucker was booed big time today. All 4 at-bats. He rolled over on a pitch, ground out 3 times in his first 3 at-bats, and then his last one, a lazy, shallow fly ball to left field for an out, going 0 for 4. If you've listened to this show, you have known that we have been preaching he needs a day or 2 or an IL stint, something. This is not Kyle Tucker. This is not the same Kyle Tucker we saw at the beginning of the year. While slumps happen, this is certainly prolonged. You even said you would be willing to bet he's never even gone through a stretch like this before. And Tyler, you said at Hallis Hall last week, you would have sat him for the entire Pirates series.
Yeah.
Because he's not helping you.
He hasn't had a home run since July 19th. And he's only had 1 home run. They had 1 home run. That was it in the month of July. And obviously no home runs. And that's just not who he is.
He doesn't have an extra base hit this month.
Yeah.
So why do the analytics continue to say to play him? That's what I'm asking. Why? There are a lot of things that they do, and the players are to blame the most. But when Kyle Tucker shows you he needs a day, and he's completely out of it. Yeah. He's completely out of it. Don't you look at him as the manager and someone who knows him inside the clubhouse saying, hey, take a couple. Take a couple. Like you like to say, not a 20. We need a full timeout right now. You need a couple of days off. Get your head right. Relax. It helped PCA this last week. He's come back and he's hit the ball better.
He has 1 RBI in the month of August.
How could Kyle Tucker have 1 RBI in the month of August and you tell me that he's fine?
Yeah,
and
not good.
Hurt?
Not good. It's not good.
He should be on the IL. Because he's clearly not going to help you in this Brewers series. I would put him on right now.
Just
give him 10 days. Give him 10 days.
Like,
let
if you're
him
not
figure
going
this
to
thing
IL
out.
him, at least give him a couple of days off to get your head right. Sit down. This is not working, and it's lowering his value. You're hurting yourself as a team. There's still time to get this right. Like, my big issue is there are always buttons to be pushed by a manager, and I feel like he's not pushing any of them or trying. He's not trying to get them out of it other than saying, well, the expected batting average is much better than what the actual batting average is. To me, that's not good enough, especially in a game that is really, really mental.
Tyler, are you crashing right now? Is Tyler crashing as a Cub fan? Cub fan crash? Is that what
I'm
this
supposed
is?
to go tonight, but I'm kind of praying for rain now.
You contemplating not going?
I'm praying for rain.
Is it
Really?
supposed to rain?
It's supposed to storm, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. So, Cubs fans, this is the show that preaches fan the way you want to fan.
Yes.
We won't preach to you fan the fan you want to fan and then say you're a jackass after that.
Don't be a dick, though. Don't be disrespectful or don't be, an evil human being about what you're doing.
So it's fan the way you want to fan with an asterisk.
Yeah.
Saying don't be a dick.
Yeah. I think
But don't be a dick.
I think that's
Booing is
respectable.
not being a dick.
No, I'm not saying that is.
No, I know that. I'm not saying that.
I
you're
mean,
saying
but
it.
if you are screaming horrible things at a player, that's not acceptable. You fan the way you want to fan within reason.
I love to boo. I don't.
You're a booer.
I feel like we even boo our kids at times.
You boo your kids?
You've never booed your kids?
I used to whistle at them when they weren't hustling.
You wouldn't scold them when they did something wrong?
Oh yeah.
Or when they weren't giving their all in school, you wouldn't scold them? Now, it doesn't mean that you suck. It means you need to do better. I think booing shows that you care, first of all. It would not have been on my mind to boo Kyle Tucker. But I'm not telling anyone that they're wrong in this case because I completely understand it. I think whether it's the fan base, the manager, we got to figure out how to get this dude right. Mm-hmm. They're not going anywhere. And now you gave up your top prospect for him. So now what they're going to do is, with him going downhill the way it is, it's giving the Cubs an out to now not sign him. And they'll get off scot-free and just say, well, we can't pay a player that we don't think is worth that much money.
How much does he cost himself at this moment if the season ended today?
I don't know if he's getting signed to a 10-year deal. Like Jesse has said, he doesn't think because, and we can't project, but you said if the season ended now.
Today.
If the season ended now with Kyle Tucker throwing his helmet, having one RBI in a whole half a month, hitting one home run going back to mid-July, I wouldn't give him a long-term deal. How could anyone, like you would give him outs at a lower deal? Maybe he would sign up 1 year, prove it. But how could you commit
Oh, you couldn't.
hundreds of millions over a long haul when you have seen this go? I believe Kyle Tucker will be a good player and a great player again. But right now, if the season ended today, I believe he's lost a lot of money in a long-term deal.
As far as the archetype of like his contract status / who'd be interested in him, it feels a little Bellinger-ish, maybe. Like because Bellinger was an MVP, like he was one of the best players in baseball for a while there. It felt like, and then all of a sudden it was just kind of over in LA, and then he signs the prove it deal with the Cubs. They give him that little extension. He gets traded to the Yankees. I don't think that kind of fall off is happening for Tucker, but I do think that it rhymes a little bit.
How much was Chris Bryant Money in the Bank?
Oh,
His
number
he
was
was the
gonna be
most
retired.
sure thing I think in baseball for a while.
Like the surest of sure things.
Yeah.
Who rose to the occasion as a rookie. He won the MVP in the Cubs' only World Series in 108 years. He was money in the bank and he fell off. Mm-hmm. So whatever the reason is, he fell off. You just mentioned Bellinger. Guys, we've seen this in this sport. I'm not saying Tucker is. I still would bet on him being great again at some point, but I don't know if you can bank on that with money.
This just doesn't make any sense to me. Like I want to be told what's wrong.
But if you think deep down that this is an injury right now, then this stretch, I'm not going to say it means nothing because this has been a disaster for him the last 2 months, but we know what he looks like when he's healthy. And I think the fact that he's just hasn't been healthy for what feels like has been at least a month. Like, this is not who Kyle Tucker is, and I'd still pay the guy who I know what he is when he's healthy.
Don't you have to take the decision out of it? If he says, I'm fine,
agree.
guys,
No,
I'm fine. You have all your analytics, you have all your swing path videos, you have all this stuff. Don't you just see with your scouting eyes that this dude ain't right and that he, at the very least, needs to be sat down for a few days?
Okay, so this is Justin from Jesse. Sounds like Kyle Tucker is going to get multiple days off per Craig Counsell. He's struggling mightily, went 0 for 4, and has a 57% ground ball rate this month. Time for a reset.
Okay, it's all. But why did we know before them? Why did you say he needed to be sat for the entire Pittsburgh series? Why did we say he needs a couple of mental days off, mental health days? And why is Craig Counsell last on this?
I wonder how much is the player versus the manager.
He ain't right now in every way, shape, or form.
And it's been a while. This isn't like PCA was in a funk, but that funk was much shorter than this funk.
Right. Like, why does Craig Counsell need this 0 for 4 today to finally say this? Where's he been? We've all known this with the naked eye. They are too analytically driven on the north side of Chicago.
But I don't think this is analytics.
Oh, absolutely it is.
How is Kyle Tucker playing through an injury analytics?
Because they think
that's the most human element thing ever.
Because they don't coach human stuff. They don't scout ever with their eyes. They never make a decision based on their eye. They never say Ian Happ is going bad. He needs a day. Ian Happ, you just brought up Owen Casey. Let's sit him for an entire series. That's common sense stuff. They go with their matchups. They say, Kyle Tucker can't be this bad for this long. He's got to rise back to the top. Is expected this, is expected that. They are not managing humans over there anymore, Tyler. It's obvious.
I don't think the Kyle Tucker situation, though, is evidence of that.
What is it evidence of then?
I think it's
stupidity.
I think it's partially on the player, partially on the manager.
Wait. I want to know from you, who says this isn't analytically driven, what do you say then about them? You've known it. I've known it. They don't know it. Why?
Kyle Tucker clearly is saying, I can play. Like that, there's no. If he couldn't play,
so why give the manager? They get rid of the entire coaching staff. Get rid of everybody. You gave a manager $32 million, the most in baseball, to be asleep at the wheel.
$40 million, but yeah,
to be asleep at the wheel. Asleep.
Listen. I'm not saying it's right. I am with you. He should not be playing, but it is not an analytics thing. It is he's your best player on the team. He should be playing every single day. And if he's actually hurt, he should not be in the lineup.
As far as the analytics, they rely on it too much. They think he's going to bounce back, and they are not managing people. They don't manage people on the north side. They just don't do it. It was evident when PCA needed the day. And remember, the matchup dictated the PCA needs to hit in the fifth, so he could strike out on 3 pitches and continue his slump. That is not common sense driven. Sometimes you've got a coach like Phil Jackson. Sometimes you've got a coach like Ozzie Guillen. Sometimes you've got a coach like Joe Maddenwood. It can't be all done by computers.
But that's how the Brewers are doing it.
Oh, come on. You think Pocket Pancake Pat Murphy is driven by just analytics?
I got a little
They're
pocket
the most
pancake right here.
analytically driven team in baseball. It's like them and the Rays are the most analytically driven teams in baseball.
Analytics
Just because
should be
he
used
has
as
a pocket pancake doesn't mean he doesn't use a computer.
He is managing personalities. They play for him, Tyler. Why are you defending this god-awful team?
I'm not defending the Cubs right now. Everything's been bad.
What did the front office went out and got you? They told you their expected ERA for Mike Soroka should be better.
And what did I say?
2 innings later, he was on the shelf with a shoulder injury after the velocity was going down.
And what was the first thing I said?
They don't have eyes over there.
What was the first thing I said when the trade deadline finished? When it was 5 o'clock
That's
or whatever
my
time
point.
it was, I said it was
so
a disaster.
why are you continuing to go to bat for them?
I'm not going to bat for them.
They
I'm
are
just saying
horribly run right now. They're a horribly run organization from the manager. Here's what I was having a conversation with with a friend of mine. The owner, he's thrilled. He's got his.
Well, he's not going to have to pay Tucker.
He's thrilled because he doesn't have to pay Tucker. He's thrilled that he renovated his ballpark. He's thrilled that he's got his casino. He's thrilled that he owns the rooftops. He's thrilled that he's got the one World Series. You think he's motivated about winning? He cares about the dollar. The general manager, the president just got his extension. What does the president have to worry about? I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I just got my extension. I'm set for the next 5 years. I'm safe. The manager is the highest paid manager in baseball. He stands on the top step and doesn't do anything if a computer printout isn't handed to him. What's his motivation? And then you've got the players who know that no matter how bad they're going, how hurt they are, they're never going to be pulled out of the game. You've got multiple levels of this Cubs organization that are unmotivated by anything because it doesn't really matter to them. They're all safe. They all feel secure. If you're not being replaced as a player, or do you feel the same angst as if you know your ass is going to be on the bench? Jed's got his extension. What does he have to worry about? Ricketts has his money. He's got your season tickets. He's got all your beer prices. They have zero to worry about. And Tyler wants to defend them.
Come on, Tyler.
I'm not defending them. I'm just saying that
They
not
are horribly run.
right now. Yes, everything looks terrible. Everything looks terrible.